2 p.m. here in Aotearoa, New Zealand.
So, in that case, welcome. Welcome to the beautiful shed in the 275 in Mungry in South Auckland. My name is Alan and this is
Emily.
And like I say, we are coming to you live from our shed in the beautiful 275. And you will get to see how sunny and how beautiful it is in a few moments. Ooh. And of course there will be Joker for day.
Excellent. So, kia ora i te whānau. It's first day of 2020. Happy New Year. So exciting. This year's been amazing for us in so many interesting ways. One of the really cool things we've done this year is normally we go into schools and do science shows and things like that, but we've expanded. We're going to be talking more about that. But we've got people supporting us on Ko-fi.com, which is really cool. And we like to say thank you. Each month for our monthly subscribers, we send out this physical, touchy, ready zine that we make ourselves. So if you don't know anything about zines, we actually did a YouTube video about this.
Yep.
And you can see how we make them and stuff like that. Really, really fun. So thank you for supporting us on Ko-fi. You can also support us right now by liking and subscribing to us on YouTube. So thank you very much.
It was really cool when we did that live about our zine. We had 2, maybe 3 teachers contact us and say they're putting that in their planning for next year, getting their students to make zines.
Really cool.
So it's really fun. Awesome to hear that. If you do make a zine, let us know about it.
Yeah.
Now we can't get past that it is the first day of 2021 and 2020 was an interesting year. We don't need to go on about it too much, but also we can't really sort of not kind of recognise the fact that 2020
you can't forget it.
is no longer. We're now in 2021 and that. So Emily,
yes,
2020 was an interesting year, but quite exciting in some ways. Do you have any highlights that you want to share from 2020?
It's interesting, isn't it? Like when you talk to people about it, when you really think about it, there have been some highlights and some surprising things that have come out of this crazy year. One of my highlights was, in all honesty, at the beginning, like April maybe, we were really freaking out, like, how do we do science in a van? Like, what's going to happen to this little baby we've created? And we reached out to our community of teachers and things, and people were so lovely. We got emails from teachers all around New Zealand just supporting us, and in turn we could support them too, because for teachers it was a pretty crazy time. And we created this like virtual community. It's been really great doing these lives and reaching out, and we've actually made new friends in 2020, which is like really surprising but really, really wonderful, and I'm really grateful for that.
Excellent. Yeah, I would say my highlight runs parallel with you as well. Science in a Van has been running for 10 years now. We go into schools and do science shows, and that all started from a reaction from something that was said about getting science learning into schools, and we came up with our answer to that. And we also helped teachers and explored themes with them as well. So Science in a Van was a reaction to that. Science in a Van Live was a reaction to what was happening with the COVID lockdowns. And we're like, we've got this thing, Science in a Van, but how do we do it there? So doing the lives was really cool. And then just like having the excuse to get creative and make a zine. Like this is a thing of beauty, and just for us it was quite a kind of therapeutic thing, sitting down and making them and all of that. So I would say that like the chance to react to something and try new stuff, and
kind of forced us to, right?
Yeah, and we're still going, and I think one way or the other we're keen to keep exploring this through 2021.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. YouTube live, Zoom parties. We've done some birthday parties. We've done a Christmas party for our van fans. So something through there. It might not look like this, but yeah, definitely something.
Cool.
But that's my highlight.
One of my other highlights is
Yeah.
people from all around the world are getting these. That makes me happy because we've got support from all over the place. So we post, like the post is still working.
Yeah.
So great. So today, obviously celebrating the first day of 2021 here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and we're going to be talking about something that's really important to all of us.
Ooh.
So it's an unusual material, but it's got unusual properties, but it's a very common material. We're going to be talking about H2O, the good old water. And like Alan hinted, we're actually going to be going outside today, which would be really lovely if you're watching from somewhere cold, because it's quite hot here today.
Yeah.
We're in summertime, so enjoy that. And like Alan said, we're going to be ending with joke of the day, so stick around for that. So, if you tuned in last time, or you might want to just watch it, it's on our YouTube channel. Last time we went live, we talked about water. And we talked about the differences between hot water and cold water with a really great experiment I really liked. And we put some, I'm going to get this wrong. We put a jar of hot water on top of cold water. Oh my goodness. And we discovered through that experiment that actually the density of hot and cold water are different. And that means they didn't mix. It was a really cool experiment. Go back and watch that.
So purely by the density of water, the hot water didn't want to mix with the cold water. Now, we are very, very, very familiar with water. We're used to having it around us, but in the world of materials, it is quite unusual. Now, we are used to experiencing water in its three states of matter, and the three states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. So, solid, liquid, and gas are the three states of matter. And most materials will change from a solid to a liquid to a gas, thanks to a change in temperature or pressure around them in this environment. Okay?
Yeah.
So, the three states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. Now, water, when we get it out of our tap, it pours, takes the shape of a container, so it's a liquid. When we take that material, water, H2O, and put it in the freezer, and it gets below 0 degrees Celsius, it changes from a liquid into a solid.
So this
is solid water. So the material this is made out of is water, H2O, and it's a solid, okay? We do refer to this as ice.
Do you though, Alan?
But the material is water. Now, when we take water and put it in a saucepan or a kettle and we heat it up, we see it bubbling. And those bubbles are water gas. So again, that gas is still water and it's bubbling up and it's still water, but it's water behaving like a gas. So there in our everyday lives, we see water go through its three states of matter. We have solid water once it's below 0 degrees Celsius, and we refer to that as ice. We have water in its liquid state, and we call that water, and we refer to that as water. And then, when we boil it, we have water gas, which we refer to as steam. But here's the point I want to make clear. Water, and in our kettle, water. The same material. It's still hydrogen and oxygen. The molecules are the same. They're just behaving due to temperature and therefore changing their state of matter, solid, liquid and gas.
Sorry, Alan, I was teasing you a little bit. Alan's bugbear is, like, we call this ice like it's a different material.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why you get annoyed. I think Alan would prefer it if you go, oh, can I have some solid H2O in my drink, please? Rather than ice. Anyway.
There we go.
That's very cold. Yes, but heat is really important when we change materials through the three states of matter. Often heat and energy is involved. And I just want to point out before we get hate comments, there are other states of matter, but solid, liquid and gas are the most common, and they're often referred to as the three states of matter. If you know other states of matter, by all means, put them in the comments. But we're talking about H2O, which goes through the three common states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And heat has a lot to do with it. And as you might remember from our other videos, heat is energy, alright? So when we have more heat, we have more energy, and it changes. So this ice, bit more energy, bit more heat, it changes through the three states of matter. And as you remember, well, this is the weird thing. The density changes, but water is unusual in that regard, right, Alan?
Yeah, that's correct. So, kind of try and keep this as simple as possible. When we've got a material, when it gets cold and there's less energy in it, and the atoms and molecules that's made up of, the building blocks of what that material is made up of, get closer together. As they get closer together, that increases the density of the material. It becomes more dense. So, most materials, when they're a solid, and we drop them into their liquid form, so the same material but acting like a liquid, the solid form will drop and sink because it's got a higher density than the liquid form, and it sinks. But
wait for it.
Solid water, solid H2O,
Ice,
is slightly interesting. Here I have solid H2O, and here I have liquid H2O. And watch, it floats. So this solid water is floating on the liquid water, so therefore its density must be less than the solid than the liquid water. So the solid water
you're making me.
is floating on top of the liquid water. And this is an interesting property. Properties of what materials look like and how they behave. It is hot in here, eh, Leo? Just remember, you put your finger in that earlier.
Hey,
so,
I've showered. Briefly.
So, as the water changes from a liquid into a solid, as the energy gets removed from it, it gets colder and colder, and its density will increase. But there's something that unusual happens just as it turns into a solid. It actually expands slightly. So, the amount of space, the volume this water is taking up as a solid is a little bit more than the same amount of
How much
water
more?
acting like a liquid. Ice is round about, solid water is round about 9% more volume than it in its liquid form. So the same amount of water as a solid will take up 9% more volume, more room, than the same amount of water as a liquid. So therefore, it has a lower density than the liquid water, and therefore it floats like so. So ice is a very unusual material.
Oh, ice!
Ice. Oh, water!
Ice.
Water is a very unusual material with some really interesting properties. It's not the only material that does this, but it's one of the few. And like Emily said, water is very common. It's all around us. We use it all of the time. And I do personally believe we do take it for granted of how unusual it is in the world of materials.
And there's lots of things we take for granted about water, to be honest. So we live here in New Zealand, in Aotearoa, and to be honest, it's really easy to take clean running water for granted, to be honest, and just the way we use it. But here in Auckland, where we live in Tamaki Makaurau, we've actually been experiencing a bit of a drought. So don't waste that water, basically. We're sort of coming out of it, but we've got to be really careful. So if you live in a place where there's a bit of a drought at the moment, please put that in the comments. It's really interesting to hear. Often you don't know, right, what parts of the world are experiencing sort of droughts. So we've been trying our best to conserve water. And to be honest, you shouldn't really need a drought to do this. It should just be part of our everyday lives. Because we can all do a little bit. Obviously, we need to change the systems that create these anyway. But doing what you can as well is really important. So we're going to show you some things that we do, and you might want to share with us what you do in your household. So the first thing is this crazy thing here.
So water is a resource. Water is a resource we have here on our planet Earth.
I'm just going to check if that's in shot.
And we only have as much water as we have. We don't make it. So today we have as much water as we did when the Earth started.
Yeah, we don't think about it.
So we have this resource, and like we need to just think a little bit more from the tap to our glass. Like, how does that water get to us? What are the processes, and how we can respect and use this resource to its maximum. So
what is this, Alan?
This here.
I don't actually know what it is. That was just for YouTube, you know?
This here is very, very interesting. First of all, this here is actually an industrial size.
That's very, very loud.
An industrial size salad
Because we
spinner.
really like our salads, eh, Alan?
No. So you would wash your salad, put it in there, spin it round. It's nice and dry. You don't have soggy salad to serve your customers. But in the true Science in a Van style, we take one thing and use it for a completely different purpose. We actually use this to rinse, to dry out our clothes, to spin dry our clothes. So this is our spin setting. Now, when we do our washing, we actually take it to a laundrette. We support a local business, and we take it there once a week, and we get the whole lot done. Goes into a big washing machine. We fill it up. We get it washed and dried, and it works for us, and it's awesome.
We don't have a washing machine.
Any washing we do at home, we do by hand, and when we've washed it out, we put it in here. We spin it out, and on the bottom of this container is this tube. The water drains down this tube, and we collect it in a bucket, and we will explain what we do with that bucket of water shortly. But this is one way we conserve water. What's another way we do it, Em?
Follow me.
We're off. I've grabbed the camera, Em.
Alrighty. Here we go.
So, hold on.
Right?
Yeah, hold on, my friends.
Come with me.
There we go. We'll try and do this as gentle as possible.
Here, don't get seasick. Welcome to the Science in a Van Funny. This is our household. It's reasonably tidy. I think the New Year's resolutions are working so far.
Yeah.
Day one. Right. This is our kitchen. Pretty tidy. I'm pretty stoked. Can you see everything now? You right?
Yep.
So here we've got this green thing. This is like a washing up tub, to state the obvious. In England, where Alan grew up, actually really common to have a washing up tub in your sink. So obviously it's smaller than the sink. I don't know if you want to get down there with that out. So when you fill it up, obviously you're going to take up less water. But the other cool thing about it is, once you wash up, you can use that water and use it. It's called grey water, actually. Hey, that's right.
Yeah.
And we don't eat meat and not much dairy at home, so the water's pretty cool. And we'll use it later. We'll show you. But I have another thing to show you.
Oh.
Follow me.
Okay. Cool. Da da da. Oh,
Yes.
just to point one thing out. We have this sprout system, so we're growing sprouts.
Oh, yeah.
And you pour the water here, and it pours down and helps the sprouts grow. And the water we catch at the bottom, we reuse as well. And we will show you what we use all our water that we collect for shortly. But let's go to Emily and see where she is.
Yeah, I was a bit embarrassed to show that because I hadn't watered it properly. And yeah. Anyway, Carol. So I never thought we'd say we're going to do a science around live in our bathroom. Let's hope this never happens again. Kind of weird. But anyway, this is our bathroom. Also clean because it's the first day of the year. So you're going to have to come in here, I think, now, to see what's happening. So I'm going to, do you want to stand over there, I think, and look this way. So this is our bathroom. Hi. We're never going to do a video about how getting hard water stains off our shower. So, in our shower, we have this bucket, right? So we keep that in the shower. You've probably experienced, do you want me to turn the light? Or is it right? You've probably experienced, sometimes showers take a little time to get hot, right? And all that water is getting wasted. We're quite lucky because our hot water tank is right beside our shower, but it still takes some time. So this bucket collects that cold water that you don't really want to get into. Also, this is probably grey water as well because we actually keep it in the shower while we're washing, and it does catch some stuff. So in here, we take pretty quick showers, I have to say. But in here is probably about 4 showers worth, or maybe 2. I can't remember when we emptied it. But what are we going to do with this, Alan?
So, let's, I'll tell you what, give me the bucket. This bucket ain't quite full yet, but these buckets hold about 10-ish litres of water. Follow me, and I'll show you what we do with it. Oh, I'll tell you what, and knock that light off, just to save that bit of energy. Come this way. We're going outside.
Get out of town.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, mostly the internet will probably drop out, but we'll see what happens. I didn't think about that.
Let's go down the side, that should be...
Yeah, it should be fine.
So, if we look here,
Oh yeah.
this is our little garden, and everything here, apart from Ko-Fi at the end, is edible. So this is all salad. So we've not bought any, apart from the odd carrot and parsnip, we've not bought any salad from the supermarkets. We have it all here from fresh, and this is where all the water that we save goes. So we use the water that we save onto our garden. But the other thing to bear in mind is that salad, when it's being produced and processed and put in those bags, there's a lot of water used in that, so we're cutting that out as well. So we're using a lot less water to produce our own salad than it is done on a large scale. So that's also worth bearing in mind. And this also shows that you can grow stuff in quite a small space. And you'll be amazed what people grow in a small space. So, Em, do you want to show what our neighbours are doing?
I do, but I want to show your garden first.
Okay.
And also, Scotty's watching from Texas, and she said Texas is in a drought.
Oh, Texas.
So thanks for watching, Scotty. I'm so glad you're here. Happy New Year. So I'm going to start this in Ant.
Scotty could share in the comments any ways that they save water or conserve water.
Yeah.
That'd be good
Let us know. How do you save water? So you can tell it does look a little bit dry. We've got some lettuces here. Is that right, Al?
Yep. So
I'm
lettuce
not.
at the front.
This is kind of Alan's thing.
Lettuces at the front. Silver beets at the back. We got
This
3, maybe 4 different types of salad. There's this one here is quite cool. This is New Zealand spinach. The fantastic gardener at the Mangere Mountain Education Centre got me onto this, a guy called Brendan Corbett, and it's great. It grows anywhere and everywhere, and for me now it's seeding, so I just let it grow wherever it wants to grow.
Scotty says great garden.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, she's noticing some other plants that you got. You probably know the names better than us. Don't look at this one. We're just supporting the local wildlife with that one, I think.
That's hopefully going to be a cauliflower at some point.
Yeah, totes it's going to be a cauliflower.
But these look a bit shabby, but these are beans. We've had a couple of nice little crops off of these. There's a bean growing there as well. And there are some more bits and bobs about.
This is a native plant to New Zealand, actually. This is a kawhai, and we thought this, well, Alan believed in this kawhai plant.
Yeah.
Myself and my mother believed it was dead because it was just like a twig sticking out, but Alan loved it, and now it's growing again. It's actually really exciting. It's so great to see things grow, right?
Yep.
But you might be impressed with this garden, but we've got better.
Look at that, my friends. And we've got to be quiet because we don't want them to hear. But
'Cause they're
they've
amazing.
actually grown a fruit called a pawpaw.
Very unusual to grow here.
Very unusual to grow here in New Zealand. And that.
Look at
This
them.
was grown from a seed that was taken out of a pawpaw. And they have grown.
Amazing,
and
eh?
over the past month and a bit, we've been watching them ripen to that beautiful yellow colour. And it's truly incredible.
Our lovely neighbour Hayes reckons it's taken about 2 years, for these to grow and ripen. It's kind of amazing.
So yeah, so just to sum up what we're talking about is we have found a way of processes that we do, reduce the amount of water that we use in it, like taking short showers. But then also while we're waiting for the water to warm up, we collect that rather than let it go down the drain. And we use that to water our garden. Now those buckets are about 10 litres. To water our garden we need about 20 to 30 litres, and we don't water it every day. This ain't been watered for a bit and it has got moisture in it, but I do know we get visited every now and then by a helpful fairy that does water our garden as well for us. But on a whole, we really try and use water from one process and use that for another. So I'm going to take the camera. I'm going to give you one last show of the garden.
And it's quite a small space. Like, there's not a lot of space here.
It's about 6-8 metres by half a metre. And in the past I've grown beans, chilies, tomatoes and all kinds of
Our
stuff.
mint's looking a bit sad. That
But-
needs quite a lot of water,
Shall we go around to the front garden?
Nah.
Okay, we're not going to the front garden.
I'm just going to give that...
There we go, look at that.
Because honestly, that poor mint is suffering. It's really hot here today.
Yeah.
But we've been saving water, but we don't just save water. We conserve all the time. In fact, we've saved 2 Christmas cracker jokes. And if you want to stand over there, Alan, because it's closer to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. There you go.
Our Wi-Fi box is just in there.
Just remember I can't move the lighting rig out here.
Yeah, our lighting rig.
Yeah.
So we have a Christmas cracker joke. Do you want to go first now? You can come over here.
Yeah, alright. If you just stay there so I know you're in shot. And now I know what
You're
to do.
quite tall, eh?
Yeah.
You might want to stand back a bit.
Oh.
Sorry. Leftover from Christmas. It's our favourite time of the year, Christmas cracker jokes.
Joke of the day.
How did Scrooge win the football match?
I don't know. How did Scrooge win the football match?
The ghost of Christmas past.
Hey! Cool.
So sad, I love it.
Christmas past.
Yeah, we get it.
There we
Yeah.
go. Cool. So,
Oh, I'm looking.
what happened to the man that stole an advent calendar?
Oh, I know this one.
He got 25 days. Hey! So my friends, keep awesome, keep wonderful,
And be like a proton and
stay positive.
thank you for watching. We're live every week in January, so tune in, watch and repeat. Thank you so much. Thank you to all our friends from all over the world for tuning in. We appreciate you. See you next time.